start it. Let's
get it.
Man. Welcome to the Dan and Danny Show, formerly
Welcome.
known as Living Single with Dan and Danny.
Living with Dan and Dan.
As always, start a show here. I am Danny, and I happen to be joined by...
I'm the favorite. Dan.
My man Dan. What's going on today, man?
Not much, man. Having this beautiful weather outside. It's
beautiful.
almost springtime. So, still wrap up, wear your jackets, wear your hoodies, pneumonia weather. Don't get caught slipping.
Yeah.
Today we are joined by the lovely, nice, amazing, awesome, charming, the only person who had as much Ralph Lauren as me at the time.
Ooh.
But now looking at it like she got the clothes, she got the drip, she got the shoes.
She model for Ralph Lauren.
I like, she out my league. She out my league. The one and only Dr. Kesha Scott. Hey, what's up?
Hi.
What's going on?
Nothing much.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Is that good?
Yeah, which camera am I looking in? All of them?
Whichever. They
Whichever.
all getting you.
Cameras, us, however you feel.
Yeah.
Nice.
Your hair is laid.
Thank
Right.
you.
Oh, man,
Natural too.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Shining. Okay,
Yeah,
go.
Thank you.
Okay.
God, don't forget the Vaseline.
You know.
Keep your
Always.
lips moisturized.
Always.
At all times.
Facts.
Always. So appreciate you coming today. It's so much we can probably discuss with you. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Shoot, I can't even think of the last time. Was it when it was either New Year's party that y'all threw, or the last time we recorded? I can't call
Hasn't
it.
been that long?
I can't.
Dang, but the New Year's party, I feel like, was that not the same year?
That was what,
It could've been.
2020?
It was
2020?
2019 going into 2020.
That
About to
was
be
2020.
2020.
And that was when
I
we
remember.
recorded.
Could
so.
I had a quote. I was ready for that.
We had a
that
whole
Drake line.
We had a whole big house party.
And it was fun.
COVID going
lit.
on right
They're
before
lit.
COVID started.
Right
right before,
COVID.
right before, man.
Who knew that year was going to go like that?
Facts.
It's
That
supposed to be.
was
I see
wild.
things clear 2020 that
Right,
year,
that
man.
was wild.
Boy, every holiday was on like Friday or Saturday too.
Yeah.
2020 was supposed to be way different,
Yeah.
but it's probably for the best. Niggas would have been out of control.
Facts.
So much has changed since then. One of the things I would love for us to talk about is who you are, not only as a person but professionally. Talk about your clothing, talk about your style. You're a black woman that has her doctorate degree. Talk your talk.
Elite.
Like,
One of
like what made you decide to go that route? Like, was it once you were in college? Was it before college? Did you always had that goal? And then once you're along that path, could you just talk about, the mental toll it took on you, the financial toll it took on you, and everything in between?
Yeah. So I knew I wanted to be a pharmacist since I was in high school. Like, I always liked the sciences. Like, I was just always really good. It was easy. But I always been really cringy and finicky when it came to touching people's bodies and seeing weird textures and blood and stuff like that. So I knew, and my handshake, I have bad nerves, and so it's like,
Can't be no
I was
jerk, right?
like, I don't know if I could really be a doctor. I don't know if I would really enjoy being a physician, working on patients' bodies, OBGYN, going inside the vagina. All that stuff just don't suit me, and the issues that I have mentally, I think.
Facts.
So, actually, one of my AAU coaches, his daughter was a pharmacist at the time, and that was my first time ever hearing about a pharmacist. I think that's another thing, representation from black people that are pharmacists. I think we could do a better job with that, because I didn't know what a pharmacist was until I was 14 years old. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was awakened to the career, and that's when I decided that's what I wanted to do. And so my purpose of going to Wingate, where I met you guys, was for pharmacy. I was pre-pharmacy there. I met my best friend, who's also a pharmacist now. We were on the same lane. And
another black pharmacist.
Shout out to Ro, Dr.
Another black
Wilkins.
woman pharmacist.
And shout out to her, because, when they tell you got to keep people in your corner that, keep you motivated and push you forward and just have your best interest at heart, going through certain moments as a black pharmacist, and even just getting to being a black pharmacist, going through school, going to PWIs and stuff like that, it was just so many moments where breakdown moments where who can you run to? And I got somebody who I trust with my life that I could talk to about this, and I understand. So Yeah, shout out to that. But yeah, that's where I got that. Yep.
So she was your rock in your corner, like mentally. How was, I guess, even before you get to actual being a pharmacist, like in school, how many of them were there, like other black women, other black people, in your classes or around?
In pharmacy school, we probably had 8 black people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, in my pharmacy school, and that campus was a PWI campus as well, where I went. So, and it was in the middle of like a racist town, dare I say, but it was.
Yeah.
You could drive in the corner and there's Trump signs all on the buildings and everywhere, and it just was a very uncomfortable setting, in the middle of nowhere. And I had moments there. I drove to Charlotte every weekend, which was 2 hours away from where I lived at.
Just to
Drove to
get
Charlotte
away.
just because I needed to get away. Like I never had anything to do in Charlotte but go sleep in my parents' house, and I would do that every weekend just to get away.
Did that ever like weigh on you? Like, I don't know if I can keep doing this, or it's gonna be worth it in the end. What was your mentality?
No, it was never like I don't know if I can do this, because I'm just the type of person that I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
Mm-hmm.
Period. I've never been a person that quits on things that I know I have to do, like, or I was called to do this. So there's no way that I was going to let some situation from somebody cause me to be like, forget it. I'm going to walk away and throw away everything. No, but it was hard though.
Yeah.
It was mentally a lot. I don't think I ever experienced like mental problems, or I hate to say mental problems, but I just never experienced a time where I wasn't in control mentally like I was in moments while I was going through school.
To build on that, because I like that you went there. One, where do you think that unwavering belief and faith in yourself came from? And then 2, what are some things that you did when things get tough for you, and maybe some doubt did creep in? Like, how did you keep moving forward?
Yeah, so that unwavering faith came from my parents, first of all, my mom and dad. From the moment I was born, they tell me I'm pretty every day. They tell me they got me every day. They tell me I could do anything I want.
Yeah.
And they think I'm the smartest person in the world. So, and it's the toughest person in the world, and I could be anything. So having them that I could call on every day and cry to on the phone, really the only people I cry to, like I'll cry on the phone with them, and being raised with that, I mean, it molded my mind state. It molded the way I carry myself and the way I present myself in tough situations. The biggest thing is, I was raised on a faith. I mean, I believe in God. I believe that through God all things are possible, and I put in my work, it's going to get done. So, and faith without work is dead. So that's what keeps me, that's what pushes me through. Like, I just trust my process. Like, it took me a while to get to that point where I wasn't questioning everything, like, oh my God, why I got to go through this? Or, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. Or, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. And now I'm at a point where I'm like, when I pray in the morning, I'm like, I'm open to whatever you need to present to me today to make me the person I need to be.
Like that.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at now, and that took a while, but guess what? I had to go through what I went through in pharmacy school to have that mindset and to become that person that I am, and to think the way that I think now, and to carry on the way I carry on. So everything happens for a reason.
I was just about to say that. That leads to, like, sometimes in the moment you don't see it. You said that was a time where you felt like you might not have had control mentally. Little did you know, all you had to do was hang in there.
Yeah.
And however many years later, this is what it will yield.
Yep.
So I think that's beautiful, and it sounds like it was definitely well worth it.
Oh yeah.
You are a mother of a beautiful baby boy, CJ.
King.
How old is he?
He's 6 now.
6 years old. Shout out to him. So was he born before or during your time in pharmacy school?
He was born before. He was born a year after we graduated undergrad at Wingate. He was 2 when I went off to pharmacy school, so I picked him up myself. We moved 3 hours away, and we did what we had to do. We got a doctor of pharmacy and a master's in business together. I say we because he was there with me 24/7 all 4 years.
Can you talk to, again, like you were talking about, how you were raised and how that I can do anything attitude. Can you talk to not only how that was tested, but like just how using that helped get you through?
It was tested in a lot of ways.
I bet.
Unfortunately, I mean, and this is just real, like, being black in America, you know, certain things you just don't experience, and you hear people experience it, and you can't relate until you actually experience it.
Yep.
So unfortunately, I've been in a few situations where I was like discriminated against and judged, you know, and I had to let my work had to stand for me. My face card had to stand for me in certain situations. And those were the situations that I cried about more than, you know, not doing as well on the test as I thought I could, or not understanding the topic like I wanted to understand at the time, or just being overwhelmed. It was those situations, and I never thought I would be that person that would be so affected by, you know, racism or discrimination like I was. But you know, that hurt me. So, you know, talking to my mom and my dad, they're like, guess what? You're going to be black forever. You're a black doctor. You're going to be one of the only black people in your position for the rest of your life. So you have to find a way to deal with what comes with that. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people who still don't accept the fact that, you know, black people have college degrees now, and black people are successful and intelligent, and, you know, we do our thing and we're equal. There's people who just can't accept that. And so, I mean, what can you do about it? Why would I let it stop my day anymore? I can't let it stop my day anymore.
Right. It's reality.
I can't, you know, I'm at work. At work now, like, it's patients that come up and be like, oh, never mind. I want to speak to the pharmacist. You walk up. I got on, hello, I'm wearing a whole white, my only person with a white coat on.
Yeah.
And my tag says pharmacist.
Wow.
I'm like, I'm the pharmacist. Oh, never mind.
Wow.
Well, what I'm supposed to do, go home and cry about that still?
Right.
I can't do it no more. Like, I mean, I can't. Like, these people are going to be who they are. And how do you win? You just have to overcome in your head. And then you have to be bigger. Like, I'm not going to, you're the one that's messed up. I'm not going to be who you want me to be and react the way you would expect me to react, right? Because you already got this picture of me in your head anyways. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I hope you have a good day.
You got a strong mindset, Kesha.
I try.
You got
I really do try.
How have you passed that along to CJ, or what example do you hope to set for him?
Ooh, actually, I had a little moment with his teacher.
That's a whole nother ball game too. First grade.
First grade, and his personality is way bigger than. I mean, y'all know me. I'm pretty laid back and chill. Yeah. He is. We are complete opposites. You know what I'm saying? And so everybody at the school loves him, knows him. He's very outspoken. He's so intelligent. So he know more than he should know. So he questions everything and he talks back.
I like that.
Yeah. And so, you know, I had a talk with the teacher, and she was like, you know, Calvin, he's very hyperactive, and, you know, he likes to say everything he wants to say and blah, blah, blah. But I'll tell you one thing. When it's time to do his work, he's the most focused person in the classroom. And I couldn't help but to, like, think to myself, like, wow, like, he watched me study for 2 degrees.
That's crazy.
While he was growing, and now his mindset is, though I'm this person, and though I'm hyper, and though I got to say everything I have to say, I know when it's time to be serious and do what I'm supposed to do, that I'm going to do it.
Probably easy for him, too.
Yeah.
Like, I can do this because...
He'll sit there and be doing some math like this. I'm done. I'll be like, you just sat down. Like, but I'm just like, to me, that was a moment, because while I was in school, I had many moments where I felt like, you know, I had my son every day while he didn't stay back with his dad. He didn't stay back with my parents. He came and I took my child with me. So I had many moments where I felt like I could just give him so much more of me, but I can't, because I got to study for this, that, and third. Yeah. I had moments where I was taking him to organizational meetings because it's just me and him up there 3 hours away from everybody I know. But I'm the vice president of this group, so he has to come. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I had moments where I was like, man, I made this route so hard on myself, but I don't know, everything, it worked out how it was supposed to work out, and my child benefits from it in a lot of ways. Even though I felt like in moments I couldn't give him all of me, I don't know, I still feel like everything was what it was.
It's so crazy. I feel like, you know, being parents, in our mind, we know what we would want if we were them. Yeah. And I think sometimes we strive to do that. We beat ourselves up because we can't do that. But honestly, you know, I feel like we all are loving parents. They're good. Yeah. They're good. They're happy. But again, it's just that you know, the more you know, sometimes the harder it is. It's like, I know I'm not giving them time. I know I probably should take them outside to play. Well, shoot, you've been working hard. You need to rest. Like, what are because if you don't, then now you're struggling to cook them dinner or whatever, and it trickles down. So, like, you have to pick your battles. And so, sort of what I do, I just try to, you know, keep hope and just keep discipline. Like, be honest with yourself. Are you being lazy, or you really need this time to yourself? You know, are you being lazy, or you need to do this? Like, what is the kids? Because also, not for nothing, there has to be boundaries too. You know, my kids, they always want to play, they always want to be on me and all that, which is cool, but also sometimes, like I said, y'all go in the other room.
Right.
Like you want, and you don't want to do that because, like, dang, I'm just, me personally, like, dang, I'm just watching TV, I'm just playing my video game. I guess they could, but like at the same time, like, I'm an adult. Yeah, go.
Right.
You have to.
So sometimes. I feel it.
My parents said that same thing to me when I was having a moment. Your kid is fine.
Oh yeah.
They say he is great. He has a great life. Look at the life y'all provide for him.
Right.
He is fine. He's like, stop. Like, they really just, I think they was annoyed with me at that point. They were like, stop.
Yeah.
Like,
it's so tough because we all grew up how we grew up. Like, me personally, I try, and I don't know if it's from lack of memory or because they didn't. I don't remember my parents playing with me. We did like board games here and there and stuff like that, but I was like outside doing whatever. I played with my toys. I don't remember that much. So I'm like, all right, I want to be the opposite. I want to do all this. And I'm like, but.
I mean, that's
my
how it should
parents
be.
did.
Did they?
Yeah, we went. My dad would take us to a hotel every weekend. He'll pack up all our Barbies in a Tupperware container. We'll go to a hotel for a weekend and just have like home getaways in Cleveland. Like,
that's smart.
Yeah.
Don't fuck up the hotel.
We did. He said it would be terrible. We'll have Play-Doh all over the place because we don't play with Play-Doh in the house.
Yeah.
So
I had to learn that real quick.
Oh,
I had to learn.
No Play-Doh, no slime, none of that.
I learned that.
No.
It took a while, but.
Yeah. So my parents did spend a lot of time like with us. They did. And
I like that idea.
That is creative. They just really were creative in what they did with us. But their life was different. They raised us different than they were raised. So I think that's why they did all that they did, because they didn't have what we had when they were growing up. You know what I'm saying?
The challenging part for me, Danny, you gonna get this when Zara get older. The challenging part for me is like, yes, we're giving you this life that we didn't have, but that's all they know. So trying to tell them, like, sometimes I'll be like, hey, we don't have this in the house. It's okay. We just go to the store and get it. Like, fam, if for nothing else, I just don't feel like driving to the store. Like, it's not that I can't. Like,
it's so, that we'll buy it that's killing me. That CJ,
right.
We'll buy it. Who is we?
Yeah. We could get this. We could just
buy it.
Nothing gets me more than when I get Josiah like a cool game or something. He's like, all right, we can just get rid of this one. I want this one. I'm like, nah. No.
They are so different.
So that's funny too. Just speaking, so you go to pharmacy school, you know, as a single mother, and you said you're getting these looks, you know, in class and things of that nature, because only Eddie, you guys. Once you do graduate, once you do become a pharmacist, does that, you know, change the way you're paid, change the way you're spoken to, or is it about the same and you feel like you still have an uphill battle?
The pay is exponentially increased. The battle is still the same.
Oh, wow.
At the end of the day, I'm still black. I'm brown black too. Like, I'm black. And I'm black. I carry myself in a very, I don't try to be nothing than what I am. I'm from Cleveland. I'm black. I am proud to be who I am.
Were you always like that as well?
Always been this way.
It took me a while.
Always been this way.
It took me a while.
Always. So, nothing changed. Just what I told you about the patients coming up and saying, oh, never mind. I'll come back another day. They in their head, you know, I'll come back when the white pharmacist.
Listen, like Danny
I'm gonna still be here.
Like Danny said, you are brave. Again, I was always fine with being myself to a certain extent. Like, when I went to Wingate, I didn't have hair because I thought, okay, once I graduate, all that, I got to be professional, clean shaven and all that. Not until I felt like I had a certain title where I became a director at my then job. It's like, all right, I'm gonna grow my hair out because what they gonna say? They ain't gonna fire me. I'm doing my job and I'm doing it well. You gonna fire me because so now the rooms I'm in, you gotta look at me with this afro. Okay, a few months passed, you gotta look at me with these twists. A few months passed, you gotta look at me with these cornrows. But I wouldn't have dare done that prior. So I tip my hat off for you, like being unapologetic that whole time. I'm like, it's already hard enough. It's like I feel like it's low key ingrained that like you can't make it.
Yeah,
being that way.
It's crazy that it ain't ever changing. Like, it ain't going nowhere.
I think it'll change. I think this next, like,
certain generations got to die off. And
but to that point,
that's
and
what's
teachings have to stop
Yeah.
though. What if you already ingrained this in your 25-year-old's head now, who's 25, and guess what? They're gonna ingrain it in their kid. It's still gonna be certain groups of these people who act this way.
But I think it's gonna be too late because to your point, it's you, it's Ro, it's Danny, it's me, it's
Yeah.
Mary, it's whoever else. Like, we gonna be in positions where like, okay, we didn't need y'all before. We definitely don't need y'all now.
And I'm in your face. Like, I'm not retreating because you think I shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I very much deserve to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Work just as hard as you, if not harder.
If not harder.
If not harder.
So it's at this point it's here, and I'm well equipped to deal with it. I think. Do I go home? Like, my job is just I have a very busy job. My full-time job is very busy, and it just be a lot going on sometimes. So do I go home sometimes and that be the one thing that's the icing on the cake where I'm just like, I'm over this day? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But in that moment while I'm at work, I'm not fazed by it.
Yeah. So you mentioned pay is exponentially better. How, if at all, does that, one, do you have a dating life? If so, how does that pay, if at all, affects that, whether it's, you know, they know who you are, so they may be with you for that or try to get with you for that, or like, you're like, all right, you got to at least be on my level type thing. What does that look like for you?
Dating life. I have no quality of life right now. My quality of life is very poor. So, you know, though I try to entertain situations, it's very hard for me. Like, when I come home from work, I'm just be very honest. I'm too tired to deal with another human outside of myself. Like, when I come home from work, or my child, like it is very hard. I'm in a stage right now where I'm still trying to figure out how my life works for me in a way where I could still enjoy certain things and enjoy the fruits of my labor. And I'm getting better. I'm way better than I was a few months ago. I mean, anybody would tell you all I was doing was working. Like, I was tired. I would come home and go to sleep. Mm-hmm. On my full off days, I would sleep. I don't want to go out. I just worked 15 hours yesterday. I worked 15 hours the day before. I don't want to go out. Yeah. But I'm so much better with it now. So dating life, you know, I am open, and I entertain what I feel like is worth me entertaining. Mm-hmm. I don't put a dollar sign on, you know, how much they have to make. You have to be a responsible person. Like, you have to be a responsible man who knows how to manage your money. I ask everybody their 5-year plan. If you can't even give me a 5-year plan, you're not on my level.
Shout out to Steve Harvey.
Yeah, I mean, I need to know, like, what are your goals? Like, are you even dating seriously? Like, I'm not just going out on a date to just go out on a date. If I let you take me out, it's because I know you're looking for the same type of stuff I'm looking for, and we had the potential to do that together. So, for me, it's not a dollar sign. I'm not, you know, I have a very active father, so it's hard for a guy to play me. Like, especially when it comes to money, I'm super smart with money, and I'm not a naive woman. Mm-hmm. You just can't do me like that. Like, I'm just not that woman. So I've never had an issue with feeling like, or with being used monetarily, but that's where it's not a dollar sign. You just gotta be a grown man. That. Like, we are grown. Like, I don't need you trying to figure out how you gonna pay the next bill. Now, stuff happens. Yeah, I get it. Like, there will be moments, but if your everyday life is the fact that you're living check to check, that's your everyday life. Like, you have to wait till this next check before we could go eat. You gotta wait for this next check. We can't randomly take a trip.
You don't need to be dating.
I can't be with you because I like to randomly. I want to randomly go somewhere on the weekend. I want to go out to eat a couple days a week if we can. Like, I don't like. It's just a certain level, but it is not a high. Like, it's not. It's a certain level, but it's not like, oh, you gotta be a millionaire. Yeah. You don't even have to make 6 figures. Somebody making $70,000 sometimes has a lot more money than the people making. Right, because they manage money better. Exactly. You have people who make $200,000 that live check to check because they live this crazy life they can't afford. Like, I don't care how much you make. Mm-hmm. I care how you manage your money and how you live your life. If it makes sense, then I could work with it. But if it don't make sense, I'm not putting my finances in the midst of yours.
I don't think you should be really doing, like, dating seriously without at least 3 months of emergency savings.
I love that, and I agree with that.
And 3 months is like...
I agree with that.
3 months is just, like, barely enough.
That's barely enough.
You need
6
to have
months
6
is my...
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I tell everybody that. You need a 6-month emergency fund. People don't realize how much stress money puts on people.
Facts.
Like, even if you are going through a situation, which anybody could go through, it don't matter how much money you make. You could wake up and lose your job tomorrow. Facts. You shouldn't have the stress on your mind that if I lose my job tomorrow, I don't know how I'm going to pay the next 3 months, 6 months of bills. Facts. I don't know how I'm going to support myself. that 6 months should come before that Gucci belt come. That 6 months save should come before anything, because that is what's going to save you that mental turmoil that comes with being financially unstable. And that's what a lot of people go through. A lot of people who had these issues, and
that's a whole nother episode, but
picture.
For sure.
It plays a huge role in life.
Yeah.
And certain stuff is just not that important if the other stuff is not handled first.
Yeah.
Speaking of importance, I got one thing that was personal to me because it bothered me. I know it bothered you too, but when I see you get hurt in your car accident, like, can you tell me like how that shaped you? You know, how that affected CJ, your money, your path, like everything. Can you just touch on that briefly?
Yeah, that was a very traumatic experience for me and my family. My dad lost his mom and my cousin in a car accident when he was 24. So we have like this thing with car accidents in the family where, you know, we lost the head of our family and everything in a car accident. So I was driving in my truck and somebody made an illegal U-turn in the middle of the street while I was crossing, and I'm in my truck and they smacked me and flipped my truck over.
Oh, I thought you said you were crossing, like walking.
No, I was driving. I'm like crossing the intersection driving, and they smacked me and my truck flipped over.
Damn.
It's crazy because, like, did they not see? I mean, obviously they couldn't know, but like
they saw me when it was too late. They were making a legal U-turn, so you know how fast you go when you know you're not supposed to do something. You're like, ooh, let me put my foot on the gas. Boom. Then when they saw me, it was too late. So my truck was totaled, and I had like back and neck injury, but it wasn't. I mean,
with the grace of God.
Yeah, but listen, God, you said it was horrible. I saw your picture in the hospital. Like, you look.
My son was. My son was terrified.
That's not what you said. I saw your picture in the hospital. You look pretty horrible.
Yeah, I mean, it was scary. Like, they ripped off. I was on the way to work. They cut off my scrubs. Like,
damn.
They cut off my scrubs with the neck brace on. It was scary. And
because you're supposed to be here.
I still get anxiety going through that intersection, and I drive that intersection every day.
Ooh. Yeah.
And I stop. I hit my brakes even at the green lights. I hit my brake every time I go through it. But you know, everything's good. Like, everything worked out how it was supposed to work out. I miss my truck. I do. I have a car now, which I would rather have a truck, but I'm waiting to do a few more things before I buy another vehicle. But that was that moment. It was a tough one. Very unexpected.
I'm gonna ask you a 5-year plan off mic, so we can talk about that.
All right.
But before we get out of here, I want to ask you, because I think your story, and then hearing more about your story, I think you could be give a lot of advice to a single mother that is maybe trying to figure it out. That has goals or has dreams that they want to aspire to, but they don't know where to go. What advice would you give to somebody that was in your shoes, 4 years ago, that's trying to get to where you are now?
First thing, pray about it. Whatever it is that you feel you should be doing, pray about it. Like, I promise you'll get that revelation, like, this is what I need to be doing. Then after that, you just have to change your mindset. Like, the kid is not to hold you back. The kid is to elevate you.
Facts.
No matter what your situation is. That kid should be the reason you go 10 times harder.
That's a bar.
He did not hold me back. Like, he is the reason that I am doing what I'm doing. So, I mean, use that as your motivation. Use that as your fuel. And just trust that it's all going to work out. Be smart. Like, you just have to, every move has to be tactical. You can't just be out here willy-nilly doing random things. Like, you have to be smart financially. If you're a single mom and you doing something where I wasn't working full-time for 4 years. I never had a financial problem. So, I mean, you just have to be smart financially. You have to just have a plan and be militant about it.
Yeah, discipline.
You have to be disciplined. I don't know.
I like that. Be disciplined, be intentional.
Intentional. That's the word of the year. I'm only dealing with intentional people.
I like that.
You gotta make, especially dating. You ask me about dating, you gotta be intentional. I'm only dealing with intentional people. We can't waste time no more.
This was a great conversation. I love this episode.
This was great.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, this was great.
I told y'all we don't have the great Kesha, Dr. Scott, Dr. Kesha Scott. She's amazing. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for
We
having
appreciate
me.
it.
Until next
And
time.
yes.